What happened to our client is every parent's worst nightmare. A 13-year-old girl playing a game that is designed for children was introduced and ultimately by a 37-year-old.
A Georgia man allegedly met a 13-year-old girl on Roblox, then drove to Topeka, Kansas, and picked her up in the middle of the night.
So we represent over 400 children that were sexually exploited at the hands of Roblox. We think that there are tens and tens of thousands of individuals dating back to the early days of Roblox that have been sexually exploited by the company.
Every account I own, and you might be wondering, what heinous crime did you commit to possibly deserve that? Well, what I did was get predators arrested on the platform. Actually, 6 of them. I got 6 predators arrested within the Roblox community. Some of the crimes are so heinous, I can't even say here on TikTok or wherever this is going. And the thing that's crazy about it is that Roblox has taken a more firm action against me, a person getting these people arrested. Roblox has sent me the cease and desist letter, not these predators.
So when did you discover she was 10 years old?
Ooh. If you are not yet a member of the Patreon, link is in the description. Please consider becoming a member, as you will have access to many videos you cannot find here on YouTube. If you are a parent, particularly a parent with children or a child under the age of 18, then I would watch this video if I were you, because there is a 70% chance that your child is currently or at some point was using this app that we're going to talk about in today's video. And the app is called Roblox. Most of you will probably know what this app is, but for those of you who don't, Roblox is more than just a gaming app. It's basically like this massive online platform where people, mostly children, can both play and create games. Think of it like YouTube, but instead of just uploading videos, users can build their own games and share them with millions of other people. And what makes this app unique is that it gives anyone the tools to become a game developer through its free engine called Roblox Studio. Players can jump into all kinds of experiences, everything from obstacle courses and adventure games to role-playing and virtual hangouts.
Roblox is interesting in the fact that it can allow users to create its own content. So users can create their own games, and those games can include adult themes like violence or sex or drugs.
And it also has its own currency called Robux that people can buy with real actual money and use for in-game upgrades or avatar customization. And because of that system, some developers have actually made a lot of money, while Roblox as a company has become a multi-billion-dollar giant. Now, this app is so popular, in fact, that there are over 380 million monthly users and over 110 million daily users that log into this app. Again, many of them are children, with 40% of the users under the age of 13. Well, why are we talking about this app today? We're talking about this app today because, like any other thing in this world, people in this world will find a way to manipulate that app, find their ways around the safety measures or the safety precautions of said location, organization, or in this particular scenario, app or platform. Because many child predators have been logging into this app. They found their way around the safety precautions and the safety measures, and I'm going to use air quotations because they're very, very weak, and we're going to talk about that in today's video. But these child predators have been staging themselves and pretending to be children and have been not only taking advantage of children, but some of them have even went as far to convince children to meet them in real life, sometimes in completely different states. And before we get into that, I just say if you're new to the show, please know we're thirsty to grow and to drink some of this water. You can help us out by liking this video and hitting that subscribe button. We're on a road to 100K. We're almost there. Just asking you hit that subscribe button and that like button for me. Thank you. All right, let's get into it. Now, the way that a lot of these predators, the way that they do this is extremely calculated and disturbing. They will literally pretend to be a little girl or a little boy and will literally dedicate months, sometimes even years, conversing with these children, building their trust, forming a relationship to then abruptly switch it up by convincing children to move to another safer platform where the communication may not be as monitored as closely, such as Instagram and or Snapchat. And that's when the conversations really ramp up and they start really speaking explicitly to these children and even requesting favors, some going as far to asking them to meet up.
What happened to our client is every parent's worst nightmare. A 13-year-old girl playing a game that is designed for children was introduced and ultimately by a 37-year-old.
A Georgia man allegedly met a 13-year-old girl on Roblox, then drove to Topeka, Kansas, and picked her up in the middle of the night. Patrick Shane Pensack was arrested in January for engaging in activity with a 13-year-old boy that he met again on Roblox. The police say he posed as a teenage girl,
chatting through multiple different gaming platforms, including Roblox.
So we represent over 400 children that were sexually exploited at the hands of Roblox. We think that there are tens and tens of thousands of individuals dating back to the early days of Roblox that have been sexually exploited by the company.
And the only reason why I say quote unquote ramp up, because within this app, Roblox, the app where anybody can join of any age, there's no way to verify if somebody's telling the truth about their age or not. This same app where the outfits, the language, the conversations, the activities, the behaviors of the characters within the game are all very, very questionable. Yeah, this same app is very suspect at best and perverted at worst. And it's not like the owners of Roblox or the CEO of Roblox have no clue that this has been going on, as thousands of people have been filing reports and complaints on the platform, notifying them that this has been going on. And what has Roblox done as a response? Well, they've silenced, sent cease and desist, banned, and targeted influencers for exposing this and for exposing these predators on their app. There's a couple of YouTubers, probably the two biggest YouTubers that's been exposing these things. A guy by the name of Gideon, who I've been watching for a very long time. He's actually created an entire platform and brand of doing just this, going across the country, literally exposing predators and even getting many of them locked away. And then there's another YouTuber by the name of Slep, whose real name is actually Michael, and he's actually a former victim himself when he was a minor, by the way, who have made it their priority to single-handedly expose predators on the app so that they can face the consequences. Well, Schlep or Michael has actually been hit with a cease and desist and banned from the platform for exposing this, and also threatened with legal action and monetary consequences, which in turn is not only a huge problem in itself that Roblox is doing this, but it also still fails to address the very problem in question, which are the predators on their app, while simultaneously keeping the parents of these millions of children in the dark about what's going on with Roblox. But this wasn't the first time that they did this, as they also banned and legally went after another guy years ago who did the same exact thing, which actually resulted in this guy having to actually pay a settlement. But it gets worse, way worse. Even when the platform is provided with undeniable proof that these predators are not only on their platform, but have been arrested with felony charges, they still do nothing, which is painfully obvious to everyone that they are protecting their brand, their investors, and their bottom line, as opposed to prioritizing their underage users on their platform and their safety. I mean, there have even been cases where adults have portrayed themselves as children, convinced a 13-year-old and another time a 15-year-old girl to travel across state lines to meet with them, and they were arrested for it. One of the adults was a very popular game developer on Roblox, and even when he was caught, Roblox refused to take down his game until they were hit with a cease and desist themselves, which would eventually lead to the termination of the app, but not by Roblox, but by a whole nother intellectual rights of another corporation that did it. So Roblox didn't even delete the app themselves. It took another corporation to do it. Now parents all over the world have been suing and or demanding that this app be shut down. They've also demanded that the CEO step down out of his position as well for failing to properly address this issue. But of course, Roblox has not been complying with these demands. And whenever I hear stories like this, you all, I'm always interested in who the CEO is, what does he look like, or what does she look like, where are they from, what's their background, how is it that you do nothing about this? Why is it that you're more in favor or more concerned about your investors and your annual revenue and profit as opposed to the safety of children. So I went and looked him up. Roblox CEO David Baszucki, or Baszucki, I don't know how to pronounce his name. We're going to say just David. Let's see here. Bio, age, wife, daughter, son, education, religion, and network. This is what he looks like. This guy. They always seem to be completely clean shaven. That's interesting to me. David Baszucki is the CEO of Roblox, who is known for revolutionizing user-generated gaming. Find out more about him, his wife, and network below. Despite his success, David has been embroiled in recent controversies, putting him under intense social media scrutiny. Let's see here. Breaking: Roblox is issuing cease and desist orders and banning Real Schlep, the same person who exposed the magic number 6 predators in the Roblox community. This raises a serious question. Is CEO David Baszucki protecting PDF files and predators instead of protecting children?
Platform, then the predators. What? I have just gotten a legal complaint from Roblox. I'm not even joking. They have sent a cease and desist letter to me, and they've gone ahead and banned every account I own. And you might be wondering, what heinous crime did you commit to possibly deserve that? Well, what I did was get predators arrested on their platform. Actually, 6 of them. I got 6 predators arrested within the Roblox community. Some of them, the crimes are so heinous, I can't even say here on TikTok or wherever this is going. And the thing that's crazy about it is that Roblox has taken a more firm action against me, a person getting these people arrested, a person that law enforcement has made public statements saying that they are glad when people like me go ahead and give them information so that they can arrest these people. Roblox has sent me the cease and desist letter, not these predators. That is absolutely insane. And the other thing that's crazy about this is Roblox itself. It is a predator haven. There are games on Roblox like XYZ Public Bathroom Simulator. That's about 7 million visits, and the whole premise of the game is showering together with kids. That is the whole game. If you join it, you're going to see predators, you're going to see naked avatars, you're going to see people peeing and all this sort of weird stuff. If I was a parent and I saw that, I would be outraged. I would be totally outraged. And parents aren't aware of this, and it's so sad. I get emails from kids daily about all the horrible stuff that they're exposed to. I get emails from parents talking about what their kids were exposed to. And there are so many predators on this platform. It is actually unreal. So it's quite crazy to see Roblox go after me, a person trying to get predators arrested off of their platform, then the predators.
Yeah. As netizens demand his resignation with petitions, many have taken an interest in his personal life, including his family. David Baszucki, biography and age. Canadian-born American David Baszucki, who is Jewish, is an entrepreneur, inventor, engineer, and the CEO of Roblox, who was born on January 20th, 1963. He was born to parents who are both Ukrainian immigrants who had settled in some place I'm not even going to try to pronounce. Interesting. Very interesting. He attended Eden Prairie High School in Eden Prairie, Minnesota during his childhood, where he served as captain of the high school TV quiz team. This petition has now gotten over 12,000 signatures. They want him out of here, bro. They want this guy up out of here. Prior to founding Roblox, David Baszucki hosted a libertarian talk radio show for KSCO Radio Santa Cruz. He currently hosts millions of games and attracts a vast global community. Wow. Yeah, like, look, I believe they're trying to normalize this. I do. I think just like PORN, which I know is for adults for the most part. I know children find their way to it, but I know it's supposed to be targeted for adults. But I even think, like, just like how they did with us, they normalized that. Think about that. We've normalized the idea of watching other people have intercourse, and they've made millions and millions of dollars off of normalizing this sick behavior, because it's become so normalized that people don't even see it as sick. In fact, people openly talk about wanting to become adult film stars. We talked about that with XXXTentacion. This is mind-blowing. I think this is another thing that they're trying to normalize. That's why they're trying to silence people who have been talking about it, because I don't think it's just protecting their bottom line. I think there's an agenda behind it, because you know that these things are taking place in your apps. Bro, you know that. If you're giving people the ability to create their own games, you know people are going to find loopholes and ways around your coding in your app to be able to manipulate your app, bro. And you're supposed to have measures in place and people on your payroll, right, whose sole job is to make sure that never happens. But that's not what's happening here. And I'm not even shocked. I'm not even freaking shocked, man. Y'all up in the comment section, tell me if you knew about this already. Pray for everybody mentioned in this video. I mean, he has a lot. There's a lot of signatures on that petition. Hopefully we can get him up out of here. But the way I feel about this stuff, they're just going to replace this demon with another one. Everything I said in this video is alleged. These are just my opinions. Again, y'all up in the comment section, give me your thoughts as always. I'm Demetrius. I go by Didi. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Until next time. Peace.